We often think of exercise as something we do for our bodies, our muscles, our lungs, our hearts. But emerging science makes it increasingly clear that physical activity is just as essential for the brain. Far from being a passive passenger during a workout, the brain is actively rewired, replenished, and rebalanced by movement. Whether it's a brisk walk or a challenging run, exercise changes brain chemistry in ways that enhance memory, reduce anxiety, and sharpen focus. In fact, the cognitive and emotional benefits of regular physical activity are so profound that many neuroscientists now see it not simply as a lifestyle choice, but as a non-negotiable pillar of brain health. One of the most well-documented effects of exercise on the brain is improved memory and learning capacity. Physical activity stimulates the release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein that supports the growth and survival of neurons. BDNF acts like fertilizer for the brain, especially in the hippocampus, the region most closely associated with memory and spatial navigation. Higher BDNF levels help create new neural pathways and strengthen existing ones, making it easier to absorb and retain new information. This is why even a moderate-intensity walk before studying or a test can lead to sharper recall and better mental clarity. But the benefits go beyond memory. Exercise is also a powerful mood regulator, capable of reducing symptoms of anxiety and depression as effectively as some medications. When we move, our brains release a cocktail of feel-good neurochemicals, including serotonin, dopamine, and endorphins. These not only elevate mood in the short term, but also help buffer the brain against the effects of chronic stress. Regular physical activity lowers baseline levels of cortisol, the primary stress hormone, making us more resilient to future stressors. People who exercise consistently often report greater emotional stability, reduced worry, and a stronger sense of control over their mood. Cognitive focus and attention also receive a measurable boost from movement. Exercise increases blood flow to the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for executive functions like planning, decision-making, and impulse control. This is particularly important in a world full of digital distractions. Even short bouts of moderate-intensity movement, like 20 minutes of cycling or fast-paced walking, can improve concentration and mental clarity for hours afterward. For individuals with attention challenges, such as ADHD, physical activity may serve as a natural way to enhance cognitive regulation without the side effects of medication. Interestingly, the brain responds differently depending on the intensity of exercise. Light activity like walking or gentle yoga is excellent for boosting mood and reducing anxiety, especially in people who are new to movement or sensitive to stress. These lower-intensity efforts can activate the parasympathetic nervous system, promoting calm and relaxation while still delivering cognitive benefits. Moderate-intensity exercise like brisk walking or casual biking hits a sweet spot for general brain health. It increases BDNF, improves blood flow, and supports emotional regulation without causing excessive fatigue. High-intensity exercise, on the other hand, offers a more dramatic neurochemical response. Intense efforts, such as interval training or heavy lifting, create a surge of adrenaline and endorphins that can lead to a powerful mental lift, often described as the runner's high. These workouts can produce sharper boosts in focus and mood, but they may also require longer recovery times and aren't necessary for everyone. For brain health, consistency matters more than intensity. A regular, sustainable exercise routine, whether it's daily walks, swimming a few times a week, or mixing in strength sessions, is more beneficial over time than sporadic bursts of hard effort. What's striking is how quickly the brain begins to change in response to physical activity. Improvements in mood and mental clarity can appear after just one session. Long-term, regular movement has been shown to slow cognitive decline, lower the risk of neurodegenerative diseases, and even increase brain volume in regions vulnerable to aging. In older adults, exercise is one of the few interventions known to preserve executive function and memory into late life. And for younger individuals, it builds the mental foundation for learning, emotional resilience, and creativity. In a culture that often prioritizes the visible effects of fitness, like muscle tone or weight loss, it's easy to overlook what exercise is doing invisibly, inside the skull. But the evidence is clear. Your brain needs movement just as much as your heart does. Every step, stretch, or sprint is more than just a calorie burn. It's a biochemical investment in sharper thinking, steadier emotions, and long-term cognitive vitality.